Yo, what's up guys? So, it's been a little bit of a break in videoing. I'm not really a YouTuber, guys, so I don't cover all the stuff. I'd really just rather just get right into it, but I figured out, you know what? Some people probably would like to see this. Don't have a lot of followers at all just yet, but I'm going to show you guys what I did so far. So last I left off, we were doing the back of the Olds Holiday here. We were sanding right in here with a little specialty sander. Use that as opposed to taking off the trim moldings because, it just was a little bit easier to do it that way. We got the primer in here, right? Got it real smooth before we did that. Had the boys help me out smoothing the top, but if you look close, you can see some of these imperfections in here. They were hard to get that away. So I started filling it with some glaze and spot putty, but I figured, it's going to take me a long time and it was starting to crack a little bit. So I'm probably going to sand that back, and I got myself some sandable high build primer, and we'll use that to really get, that down. I also noticed that previous owner of this car had, they had clear coated it, and they got a little overspray here, and of the clear coat, which I didn't see when we were sanding. So we'll sand that back. The primer really gives you that kind of view of what's there and the imperfections. So, we're gonna skip some steps, on video here, but I did quite a few things. I got a tent set up here because it's a little hot out, and also this keeps the dust and tree pollen, sap, all that stuff out of your paint, because I'm painting outside. I don't have a paint booth or anything. This is kind of a budget build, what we're doing. Now some of you saw that I probably shouldn't have covered up the patina. People were actually saying that, but it wasn't the original paint on the car. Someone had painted it, I'd guess, probably in the 70s or 80s even, cheap paint job. But so we're gonna paint it fully. I'm gonna give it a 3-stage primer, and then base coat, and then 2-stage clear coat, and really get it nice, but this is what we've done so far. So I'll probably, try to catch a little bit of this stuff on the video, me working on it, but just wanted to show the progress. I'm really psyched about getting this done, and really, we're starting with the roof because, being painted in stages. I don't really want to paint the whole car at once. I'd rather just paint it in stages so I can, not bite off more than I can chew, and then you get tired, then I think, there's a tendency to cut corners, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just taking my time, doing what I need to do. I'm gonna my best to keep it in a, just make it as good as I can. Really just focus on getting the roof perfect, and then we'll move down to the rest of the car. I did a lot of metal work, which I didn't include. Welded in some new panels, where the rust was. I got some original 1950s sheet metal, that was off of a donor car, was a, body panel that had gotten into an accident, but there were parts of it that were nice and smooth, and, I cleaned those up and cut them, and put them right into the, into the metal work here, and did a nice job on that. I didn't post those, and I'm sorry, but I'll show people when I, get the masking off of this. I'll show people what I did, so that way they can see, exactly what happened. And I think there's a few things that, aren't really maybe what, are the best practices, but this works, and we're gonna have a real quality paint job at the end, which will be UV and rain resistant, dust resistant, all those things, and you'll be able to wax it and bring it to the car wash and all that, and so it'll be good. It'll be real good when it's done. I'm gonna keep the original colors because I just, something about them I just really love. It's like this mint green, as you probably saw, and and there's the Glen Green, which is the other part, which is a little darker. It just really looks great. I get a lot of thumbs up. A lot of people really like the car. I hope kind of taking away the patina doesn't get rid of that. But hey, this is our car. This is what we're doing. You can leave the patina, but eventually it's just gonna rust all the way, and and then there's a lot more metal work to do, and I'm not really wanting to do that so much. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll do a few more. Sorry. Hey, so we're back. Okay, You can probably hear, sorry for the noise, but it's raining here, but just wanted to give an update on what we did. So we put down a nice, coat of the filler primer. Works real great for filling in the imperfections. We used some spot and glazing putty as well, just to really make it perfect. Okay, and we sanded it back a little bit. So I'll switch around and let you see. So right here we have, you can take a look. It's pretty smooth. We're gonna give it a nice wipe down when the rain stops, because you see the tent's a little bit of a leak. I think what I'll do moving forward is probably once it dries up tomorrow, I'll put a tarp over up on top and pin that down and tie it down, and that'll help with not letting any water get through, because if this had happened while we were painting or paint was drying, that would have been a real problem. And I'd like to be able to do this in the rain because I can keep the humidity pretty low inside the tent. Okay, you look here, we got, this is done with an 80 grit right here. We will do a little bit, of little detail work, just a little, like, you might see a little blemish here and there. So I got to go over it, really rub it with my hand and really feel until I get it nice and smooth. And then the next coat of primer, which is the vinyl primer before the base coat, that'll really make it nice. It'll be nice and smooth then. Then after that, what we'll do is we'll wipe it down, rub it down a little bit very gently with some Scotch-Brite to make it nice and smooth, but not too smooth so that the paint doesn't stick. This is where we're at. Okay, so later on, when it dries up a little bit, it's not raining anymore, I will definitely get in here and wipe it down, get the surface all prepped, and then tack cloth it to get it nice and free of debris and grease, or anything that is on here once we've finished cleaning off those little tiny blemishes. But as you can see the high spots where the paint and the glazing putty came through, and so once you put the primer over that, it'll be all nice and smooth. Alright, but that's to come in the next part of the video. This little coat of primer, just finished doing that. You can see right here, that's what we did. Alright, in there, nice and smooth. Did all the prep work, got that done, and we're going to be ready for paint in about 10-20 minutes once this sets up. As long as we get that coat within the hour, that should be good. Okay, it's a little bit of a closer look of it. See that? Got our nice coat. Now that'll dry even. Like, we're going to wait for like 10-20 minutes until that's all dull, not shiny anymore. Okay, right now it's still a little shiny in places because it's still wet and tacky. You could spray the base coat on this, but what I like to do is just have it just when it, just when it's there, just when it's like dry, and then that's when I shoot my base coat, That's the way I like to do it, because then once you do that, you get a nice, like, even, layout of your base coat. Okay? Alright, so I'm back again. Just going to show you before we start. This right here is the paint that I'm going to be using. It is a custom mixed spray can. There's a paint shop near me called Mayopack Auto Paint. Big up to Mayopack Auto Paint for mixing these guys up. They do a great job. This is called Mint Green, and it is the top paint for this car. It's the original paint color. The bottom color is what's called blend green. It's like, a couple shades darker, and it complements the mint green. But we're doing just the roof right now because we're doing this paint job in pieces, and we're using spray cans. But these spray cans are very well made, and they spray very nicely. They give a nice even spray pattern, very much like if you have like a full paint setup. We are far from that. We're not trying to go for perfect. We just want something shiny that looks good when we drive down the road, and when we park, people look at it, like it. We're not going for any concourse restoration. Hey everyone, we're back. So at this stage we put down the base coat. Okay, now what we did is we wiped it down after it's completely dried. We wiped it down with some wax and oil remover, like just to clean it down. Just a surface prep, you know. You can use many different things. You know, I can put links in the description to those kind of products and the products that I'm using here in this video. But the stage now that we're doing is we're going to be using a tack cloth, actually two. I use one to hold myself, just so that way I'm not putting my hand with the fingerprints and the oils from my hands onto the paint, you know, but we're basically getting ready for our two-stage clear. Okay, now this is this two-stage clear that we're going to be using. It's the Spray Max 2K Clear. It's a two-part system. We're going to be using a respirator because this stuff is highly toxic, but first we're going to wipe it down with the tack cloths, and we're going to get it nice and ready. One tack cloth in one hand. I'm going to be supporting my weight with another tack cloth so I'm not getting my hands into the paint and getting oils from my hands on it. Also want to be very careful. You know, it's a good idea to wear a hat, but you just got to be careful. Don't get sweat into it too, because that, you know, is going to make it, you know, because this is hard work, and if it's warm out, you know, you're going to sweat, you know, so you want to make sure you're not getting sweat on the paint, because it will make your clear coat not stick. So it's a really important step. Okay? So we're making sure that we go completely over this, full wipe down from top to bottom. I start with the top car because to work my way down. Got to get a stool because I'm vertically challenged. You know, so basically what we're doing is just hitting every little spot. Okay. Got to also watch the rear gut. Just getting over here. Not anymore. You know, anyway, got to watch the gut. Don't get that into the paint. And if you do by accident, make sure you're sliding it down with the tack cloth. Make sure that it's 100% clean. Now, I'll come up closer and show you the tack cloths after. It should be completely clean. Okay, if it's not completely clean, you still got to keep working. Okay, so we're going to use this second tack cloth, and we're going to make sure that it's completely clean once we're done, you know? So I'm just going over the surface completely, just making sure that I get it all, you know? Completely dust, oil free, any little specks that might have fallen on me, you want off. You do not want that on the car when you go to clean. Here you go, here's the paint is looking like currently. It's nice and smooth, no imperfections, you know. The light kind of shines off it in different places, but it's all uniform. But the clear coat is really going to make it pop. It's going to really bring that shine out and have it be perfect. Okay, right now it has orange peel, which is okay, because when we put the clear coat on and we do the wet sanding and buffing, it will take a lot of that down. Okay. off another can. Hey everybody, sorry that I couldn't bring you guys along for what I did today. Little project today was doing the deck lid from the 55 Oldsmobile. We coated it in the Glen Green. We started off by using some paint stripper and stripped all the old paint off. Then we scraped it with a razor blade, you know, and then did a sanding with 220 grit sandpaper on an orbital sander. Cleaned it completely smooth as glass. We then put on some self-etching primer, and then I just finished up putting the last of the base coats on. I'm going to show you guys that. And it looks a little bit uneven, but once I do a little bit of Scotch-Brite to get all the dusting off, and I'll clean it up with a tack, and then we're going to spray it with some clear. But I'll bring it in to take a look. See, this is what it looks like right now. So it's a little bit uneven in the color, but once you Scotch-Brite that, it'll be nice and clean, all one smooth uniform. But you can see it's pretty smooth. Paint stripper would have been good to use on the roof, but I didn't do it. So live and learn. Maybe we'll redo the roof at some point, but the deck lid on the trunk lid, I mean, came out real well. So we'll see how it looks when it's clear. All right, see you later.